watching that New Jersey mom made me think, why do we tan to begin with? Well, we tan to make ourselves look better, to maximize our physical appeal. But there is an absolute relationship between how much we tan and how good looking we are. I've put it all together now in what I call the Poli-tanning Index, PTI, Poli-tanning Index. And there's two axes in my index. The first axis goes vertically, and it goes from being less attractive to more attractive. So the higher up you are, the more attractive, less attractive, lower. The second axis is how much tanning you actually do, whether at one time or over the course of years. And we start from less tan, and the axis runs to more tanning. Now, when you create these two axes and you put the two together, you end up with what I call a perfect bell curve of how much you tan versus how attractive you end up being. Example, let me go through some folks that you may know and where they fall on this bell curve on the Poli-tanning Index. We begin with Edward, right? Remember, you know Edward from that vampire movie, whatever it's called. The kids all saw it, right?
We're different from others.
You are my life now.
Anyway, Edward, down here, because this is a guy, right? A little more, maybe just a little bit more, few days in the sun, he might move up and become a little bit more attractive, but he's got no sun, no tan, less attractive bottom of the curve. Now, moving up just a little bit is Kate Winslet. Now, remember her from Titanic? Look at her skin. She's attractive, but she's not maximizing her attractiveness because her tanning quotient is way down. I mean, if she spent a few more days on the Lido deck on the Titanic, maybe she'd end up a little bit higher, but she didn't. Another example. Now, this is a tough one. This is going to be controversial, but J-Lo. J-Lo has almost reached the pinnacle of perfection on the PTI. She's got some tanning, her attractiveness quotient is way up, but still a little more color for J-Lo, and I think she could finally reach the ultimate. That brings us to the ultimate, right? This is someone who is maximizing their attractiveness through the amount of tanning that they're doing. This was an easy one, a no-brainer. Mark Eiglarsh, that great attorney from down in South Florida. Look at that color, look at that tone. Look at those teeth, the way those teeth pop. This is a guy who has done just the right amount of tanning to maximize his attractiveness. However, Mark's got to be careful because look, it's a bell curve. And if he goes a little bit too far with the tanning, he's going to end up on the downside. Like everyone's favorite star from the Jersey Shore, my pal Snooki.
Oh my God!
Snooki. Now, she's still high on the attractiveness. But look at her, just a little too much tanning, right? And this is at a young age. So yes, she could almost be Mark Eiglarsh if she just cut back on the tanning just a little bit. Now we're looking at people who are on that downside of the curve, people who probably should cut back on the amount of time in the sun. And we begin with John Boehner. I mean, everyone's talking about this guy, right? You know, a little bit of sun is good, but a few too many rounds of golf, you've got too much tanning over too many years, and now you, John Boehner, a good-looking guy, not maximizing his potential. I mean, he could be as good-looking as Mark Eiglarsh. Also, on the downside, and this one hurts, you know, because when you say tanning, this man is synonymous with tanning. George Hamilton, but look at George Hamilton. Oh my goodness. Just a little too much tanning, and it's not too much tanning at once. That's over the course of years and years and years. Good-looking guy still, but probably could be a little bit better looking with a little less sun. And finally, this is why we're even talking about this, right? Our New Jersey mom.
I've been tanning my whole life.
This is someone who, I don't know, she's probably attractive, but she has maximized her tanning, which now at this point has minimized her attractiveness. And on the PTI, she's on the bottom end. But opposite